Hey there, nozzle heads. Today we are going to talk about walls. Now, walls are important. Walls protect us. They allow shelves to be put on them that hold our ding dongs and Slim Jims, but most importantly, walls allow us to 3D print. Now, in your slicer, there's typically a setting, today specifically I'm talking about BambuStudio, called wall generator, or again, something very similar to that. And there's two main methods of wall generation, classic and Arachne. We're gonna go through both these settings, see what the difference is, and honestly, let's check if it even matters. For the wall generator, if we look and use classic mode, let's say we have a shape. The slicer shrinks that shape and then uses this as the quote-unquote inner wall, however you want to call that. And just like it's depicted here in the picture, which is from Bambu's website, you see the black is the original object, and then the orange is the slicer shrinking the polygon or the object. A big thing to remember with the classic wall generation is the fact that the wall width is constant, it's uniform. And that really allows the outside of our prints to look really good, because with a constant line width, wall width if you would, then there's a single seam per layer of your 3D print. Now with Arachne, which we're going to talk about here shortly, essentially there is the opportunity to have a couple or multiple seams within a single layer, and that causes some challenges and obstacles for 3D printing. Now to demonstrate this, here is a 3D print, one with classic walls, the other with Arachne, and granted this is an extreme case, but you could see a pretty big difference. The classic walls clearly have better quality, and that's something that you're going to want to focus on when you're choosing between which one of these two wall generations that you're going to have for your prints. So one disadvantage of using the classic mode for wall generation is we've talked about this uniform wall width, right? If you have a detail that's really small in your 3D print, let's say for example you're engraving letters within the print and those things are small, with classic mode you could get something that looks like this. Essentially, the details are just too small. The wall generator can't create a closed loop, so you lose those details and your print really isn't going to turn out at all. So the next method is the Arachne wall generation. Now the whole reason this exists is so we can have a differing wall thickness, line width, wall width, whatever you would like to call it, so we can resolve some of those finer details that we just showed and talked about that classic wall generation isn't able to distinguish and resolve for us. So here is a side-by-side comparison of a slice using the two wall generation methods. Again, really focus on the wall line width. Here in Arachne mode, you see that there's the variable thickness there on the top, and then the classic, there isn't variable thickness. Everything, the entire wall is a single thickness, and that just creates a small difference in the way this is sliced and what is going to be printed. The Arachne can give you some fine detail in your print, but also know it can lead to poor quality, like we said above. It really depends on what you're printing and the size. Okay, so now let's show you a real world example. So I 3D printed this wall torture test in a sense. And as always, I hope you're able to see this. We're about ready to find out. So essentially it was just a box, and we have these prongs that come from the box all the way out, and it starts thicker. I'm not going to say it's thick, but it's thicker right here at the box, and it gets thinner and thinner and thinner until it gets to the very end. So what we see with the classic mode, that's what's printed right here, is we have a gap between the two walls starting at the box going all the way to about right here. Then from that point to this point here, it's filled in. And then we see another gap at the end of the little prong all the way through the tip of it. So the reason this is happening is, remember, classic mode wall generation has a uniform thickness. So that thickness is not thick enough to overlap and fill the gap at the beginning of this prong. Then in the middle, it is enough to cover the gap and to essentially unify into a single piece and a single wall. But then one of the disadvantages of classic mode is that if your details, as we talked about, are too small, it's just not going to resolve those, and nothing is going to be added. And that's what's happened here at the end of this prong. The distance is too small, the detail is too great, so the classic wall generation didn't do anything. And that's why we have another gap right here. Something else I do want to highlight before we go to the Arachne is, if you can see this, if not, you're going to have to trust me, there is one little pudge, a little blip right here in the wall. Otherwise, it's a very smooth wall. It looks pretty good. So now let's move this to the side and bring in the same exact piece, but I've printed it with the Arachne method. So here we have the wall, same exact thing. The prong at its thickest portion does still have a little gap. Although it's variable wall thickness, it still can't gap something that's too big, right? And so that's why we have a hole there. But starting at this point, moving all the way through the tip of the prong, there are no gaps, and it's a solid wall. And that's because, again, the variable wall thickness allows us to cover those gaps, so we don't see any gaps. And that, in a sense, is pretty good, right? That's what we want. I have no issues with that. How much of a difference is that really going to make? Personally, I don't think very much. But the more concerning portion for me is that when you look at the outside of the wall, and without the perfect lighting, you may not be able to see this, there is a pudge right here. There's a pudge right here, and there's a pudge right here on the wall. So that's affecting the outside print quality of your 3D print. To me, unless in very specific situations, this outside pudge and that outside quality is more important to me than this inside variable wall thickness. So for that reason, I always recommend keeping the default in BambuStudio and keeping it at classic wall generation. So here comes the truth bomb. For most of us hobbyist 3D printers like myself, I really don't think this setting makes a big difference. I spent a lot of time and I had to make something very particular and specific to even see the difference between these two things. And because of that, I don't think it matters a whole lot. Keep it at the default. If anything, I think the Arachne could cause more problems and it's more sophisticated. Keep it at the default, keep it at classic mode, and I think we're gonna be all right. If you are having problems with the quality of the outside of your 3D prints, this is not the first, second, third, even fifth thing that I would check to try to resolve to fix that issue. Now, again, classic mode, there are no other settings, and that is the default in BambuStudio at least. Now, Arachne mode does have some additional settings built in. As I said, it's more sophisticated. I didn't cover that in this video. I thought about it, but I don't want to waste your time or my time for something that, again, I feel like is a pretty irrelevant setting. If you want to see that, I am happy to do it. Comment below. However, I don't want to waste my time, and I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. But if you want to see it, I'll do it for you, the people. Regardless, I hope you now better understand the setting because it is there. Now you know what it does, and I hope you learned something about slicing in this setting and found the video to be enjoyable nonetheless. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.